Hello, and welcome to another episode of Winning Where It Matters. My name is Kyei Amoako, and it's a pleasure to have you here with me. Networking can be very, very valuable when people you engage with are intentional about connecting. I was at an event recently, and most of the people at the event had either not seen each other for a long time or were meeting for the first time. And so, about half hour after the event, people stood around talking to one another, and it felt that people were not in a rush. People were talking, asking questions. The people that I talked to seemed genuinely interested in getting to know me, and they asked thoughtful questions. They listened when I spoke, and it was also the same way with me asking questions because I was genuinely curious about them and wanted to know them. It felt like we were connecting and not just networking. Now, I point this out because networking is good. We often network because we want to expand our social and professional networks. And so networking is good. But when networking goes beyond just taking names and phone numbers, but becomes more about intentionally engaging with people to get to know them, to get to know about them, that often leads to a longer lasting relationship because there is something really refreshing about when you are talking to somebody who is genuinely interested in getting to know about you, or you are communicating online with somebody who is genuinely interested in knowing about you and ask thoughtful questions and make it a balanced conversation. They follow your pace, you follow theirs, and it just seemed like it's unforced. And so, wanted to call this out that networking is good and we should always look for opportunities to network, but it's also a good idea to look for opportunities to connect more. Because it is true that in a gathering or in all the people that we interact and engage with, you cannot connect with everybody. There are some situations it's just going to have to be a transient interaction and keep it where it is. But as much as possible, look for opportunities to connect, and doing that intentionally can be more beneficial over the long term. The actions involved in networking and connecting are similar, but the mindset behind networking and connecting on purpose are different. So, where networking might be inspired by what can I get? Um, Connecting on purpose is inspired by what kind of relationship can we create over time, right? The emphasis is relationship over time when you are connecting on purpose because you're asking the questions you're asking, trying to get to know the person you're trying to get to know, because you're not expecting that interaction to end right there in that moment. you know Whereas networking may be short-lived and shallow, connecting and connecting on purpose often is about relationship, is about alignment, it's about impact, and it's about staying connected to that person beyond that one moment. I'm excited about an event I announced last week. It's called Connecting on Purpose. And that inspired today's episode, you may have noticed. I announced an event called Connecting on Purpose. And this is an opportunity for like minded professionals, entrepreneurs, leaders to get together on November 21st in Westerville, Ohio, and spend some time connecting and connecting on purpose. So if you're in the Columbus area, I encourage you to join us. You could RSVP on Eventbrite. Just look up Connecting on Purpose and you will find a link to RSVP. Now, if you're not in the Columbus area, don't worry. We will bring this event to a location near you in due time. So, networking is good, connecting is better. Look for ways and opportunities to connect when you engage in people both online and offline because people network for opportunity, but people connect for relationship and impact. I like to share a couple of I'd like to share a couple of things, a few things for you to consider as you work on connecting more and not just networking. The first thing I would say is offer value before asking for anything. It's tempting to going into an interaction looking for what you can get, and that could lead you into asking for things before you've established rapport. And that rapport establishment could be the rapport you establish in just that moment or that first encounter, or it could be something that comes about over time. But before you ask for anything, be sure you have invested in nurturing a relationship, you've invested in bringing something of value before you're asking. Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this idea of jab, jab, hook. And that's an idea borrowed from boxing, where boxers they jab, jab before they throw their hook. And he talks about it as give, give, and then ask. So keep that in mind before you ask for anything when you're networking with people. If you're looking to connect and not just network, make sure you are offering value before you ask for anything. And that value could be as simple as establishing rapport. The second thing to keep in mind when you are connecting on purpose and not just networking is to show a genuine interest in who the person is and not just what they do. So, again, if you're looking to establish a relationship, alignment, and impact, you'll be interested. You may be asking the same questions. What do you do? Why do you do that? How do you like that? But the mindset behind that could keep the conversation flowing very naturally because there's that genuine interest in knowing who the person is and for that knowledge to serve the relationship that you are establishing. And the third thing is nurture the relationship. Nurture the relationship and don't be that guy who shows up only when you need something, right? Don't be that person because there are people like that. And I hope that is not you who just ask, they show up to ask and they disappear after they've gotten what they're looking for. Don't be that person. Nurture the relationship. When you run into somebody at a networking event and you trade phone numbers or email addresses, send a quick note, to establish that rapport. And if it's somebody you connect with on LinkedIn, it's a nice thing to just send a quick note because you don't want to be emailing somebody or DMing somebody for the first time when you need a favor. Nurture the relationship as much as possible upon first contact. Now, in nurturing relationship, it's also important to respect boundaries, right? To nurture relationships out of mutual respect. So, in the example that I just gave about um, contacting somebody after you met them at an event, right? So a quick text to say thank you or to express how grateful you are that you connected sounds great. But sending another text in the same week saying, I'm just seeing how you're doing, maybe doing a little too much. So just read the room and respect boundaries, and hopefully those relationships will flourish in ways that could be beneficial to both parties. So, purpose of this episode was to highlight the fact that networking is good, but connecting on purpose is better. And I talked about an event I'm hosting on November 21st in Columbus, and would love to have you if you are in town. If you like today's episode, if you found it beneficial, please hit the like button and also share it with others. And if you have not subscribed, I encourage you to do so and hit the notification bell so you would know when another video posts. And as always, you can connect with me outside of here by going to kyeamoako.com. Thank you for being here with me. I'll see you on the next one.